What's up? Today's relationship question of the day. How do you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, how do you know if someone loves you? That's the relationship question of the day. How are you doing? Daniel is my name. Welcome to Positive TV. And this is week number 4, day 60 of our relationship success. 6 big relationship mistakes most people make and how to avoid them. How you doing, Besley? How you doing, Issa? And this week, all week, we're going to be dealing with red flags. Not ignoring red flags. I have made some mistakes in this area. Cost me 30 years of not complete happiness in relationships. 31 years of relationship, marginal happiness in relationship. Let me just say it like that. Ignoring red flags. 30 years. That's a long time. I had marginal happiness in the relationship. 2 different relationships over 31 years because I ignored red flags. My friend told me the other day, you jumped into this relationship after your marriage because you lacked confidence. And there's some truth to that. What are you drinking this morning, by the way? There's some truth to that. And I consider myself to be a very confident guy. But relationship success, the 6 big relationship mistakes most people make and how to avoid them. You can click the link in the bio, in my bio. How you doing, Angel? How is Germany? You can get the book by clicking the link in my bio, or you can go to positivelyspeakingco.square.site. positivelyspeakingco.square.site. I'll leave a link in the description as well, depending on what platform you are joining on. So, how do you know if somebody really loves you? This is a question that I've been asking. Well, I asked all last week. I always ask it, but all of last week I asked the question, how do you really know if somebody loves you? Really? Okay. And I've gotten all kinds of answers, which confirms my understanding that people really, really don't understand that the quality of their relationship, the quality of your relationship, my relationship, the quality of our relationship is going to be determined and based on our definition of love. Now, I want you to understand what I just said. The quality of your relationship is going to be based on your definition of love. How many definitions of love is there? How many? How many definitions? Because what is love to you the same to me? Can you verbalize it? How do you know when it shows up in your life? How do you know? And how do you know when someone doesn't love you, but they are saying they love you? How do you know that? They're telling. I asked I'm helping someone through a challenging situation now in their relationship. And so I asked the question. This is one of the questions I asked this morning, just this morning. How do you know when someone really loves you? And she's not in a relationship, but she's having some challenges with relationships or have had in the past. So this is a question I asked. And it was going to be the question of the day anyway. How do you know when someone loves you? And she says, when they tell me, are you? No. So you're saying if somebody tells you they love you, that's a done deal. They love you. And so many people live their lives like that. Well, she says she loves me. I got another person that I was speaking to in the U.S. said after 3 weeks, this guy said he wanted to be in a relationship with me. And after 4 weeks, the guy said he loved me. And I said, well, does he? I think so. What do you mean you think so? How do you know if somebody loves you? Absolutely no. Think so. It's not something you can bank on. What's up, Sammy? What's up, 2020 Ali? It's not something that you can bank on. How do you know? Let me ask you that question. Leave a comment. How do you know that somebody loves you? Really loves you? No. Person can say it, but how do you know for sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt? It says you said you ordered your book, The 5 Love Languages, and I'll go pick it up after work. Thanks you. And let me know when you see me on live again. Let me know after you read the book, get an understanding for it. Let me know what your 5 love languages are, top to bottom. Angel says I'm doing fine. Thank you over here. Everything is fine. Hope everything is fine with your family too. It is. I've known Angel for 30 years, 40 years. How you doing? I love Germany, by the way. Okay, so Besley says, I know a person loves me because of their actions, commitment, and with time. Okay? So their actions. Let me ask you, Besley, what actions? What actions show you that a person really loves you? Really loves you. Right? And there are people who have just what I call vague definitions of love. Love is not an emotion. Love causes us to be emotional. Love is not a feeling. It causes us to feel. But it's not a feeling. Okay? We feel as a result of love. We become emotional as a result of love. But love is not an emotion. It is not a feeling. It's not. And if you're looking for the butterflies in your stomach as an indication that you love somebody or somebody loves you, you are in deep trouble. And that's the truth. How do you know when someone loves you? Truly know. Issa says he's honest with me. He tries to find some time with me, time for me in his busy schedule. Tenderness, closeness, taking care, for example. Besley says, I know somebody loves me by their attention, their caring for me, their communication, their understanding. So let me explain something to everyone who's listening. And if you're listening to me for the first time and you like the content, follow me. If the content sucks and you're like, this dude is full of shit, unfollow me. It is my responsibility to provide you with content that you can use and that's going to help your life. Maybe this is just entertaining for you. That's fine too. But love is an action. It is something we do. Love is a verb. It is an action. It's something that that's what love is. Okay, love is an action. It's something that we do. Excuse me. It is not a feeling. That action might cause us to feel. That action might cause us to be emotional, but it is an action. And so many people have lost out on great relationships because they don't know what love is. I have people that I talk to and coach. It says love to her is sharing, wisdom, understanding. I have people that I coach says, where are all the good men? I can't find a good man, right? They're having challenges with relationship. I said, you might have had 20 good men come into your life. You just don't know what you're looking for. You don't have no idea. A good man comes into your life. A good woman comes into your life. And I've had that. And you want to be loved, but you're looking at the wrong things. Right? Challenging. It's challenging. We all deserve to be loved the right way. My mother, I tell this story. My mother, excuse me, my allergies are kicking in. What's up, damn it, Oscar? My mother was married to my father for 22 years. And I actually asked her the question, well, you guys married twice. You were about to marry him a third time before he passed away. Why did you marry? She said, I never loved your dad. I mean, I was never in love with your dad. And people, this whole in love. I would say love is an action. In love is an emotion associated with that action. Right? People say, I'm in love with you. I'm no longer, I'm not in love with you. I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. No, you don't love me anymore. It ain't a in love. Love is an action. In love is an emotion or feeling associated with that action. That's what it is. If you think I'm wrong, leave a comment. Give me your definition. So it's not I'm no longer in love. I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. Wrong answer. You either love me or you damn it don't. Right? Now, I believe that love has an empty and full mark, not an on and off switch. How much you love someone will be determined by the amount of action. What action am I talking about? The sacrificial action you take toward someone, you take for someone without any concern of any kind of a return. That's what love is. I am giving to you with no expectation of any kind of return from you. Right? You can care for somebody, but not love them. What do I mean? You're driving and you get off on an exit on the highway. Somebody asks you for spare change or whatever. You can care enough for that person to give them your spare change. You can give them your money, but you're not going to move them into your house. So you can care about that person, but not love them. And people get it mixed up all the time. Sis says, but he gave me money. So he cared about you. Maybe he was given in exchange for something else, but he doesn't love you. How do you know? Is he making a sacrifice for you? If he has money in abundance and he's giving it to you, but his time is very limited and he won't give it to you, and that's what you want from him, you want his time, not his money. If that's what you are screaming about, you want his time, but he's giving you his money. He don't love you. He care about you, but he don't love you. You will know that he loves you when he takes from what little he has, time, resources, whatever, and gives it to you as a sacrifice. You will know that. So, he might care for you, but he doesn't love you. She might care for you, but she doesn't love you. She doesn't. She cares for you, but she don't love you. He cares for you, but he doesn't love you. If his action is not sacrificial towards you, he's giving up something that is precious to him for you. That's what love looks like. That's what love looks like. He's giving up something precious. She's giving up something that's precious to her for you. Continuously. Over and over again. That's how you know when somebody really loves you. Really, really loves you. I really, really, really know how to love somebody. I love my wife. And I will do everything I can to make sure I give to her in the way she needs me to give it to her. Let me give you an example. Quality time is one of my love languages. Quality time is one of her love languages. So giving her quality time, it ain't that hard. Because I would much rather spend all of my time with her. Every waking moment. Right? If I could. But cleaning, and now hear me out here. Cleaning around the house, folding the clothes, making that sacrifice with my schedule. Doing that when she has been drained from her day. Totally, right? Acts of service is way down on the list in my love languages, but it is number one for her love language. So the proof that I love her is I take that weight off of her shoulder and I do it. It's a sacrifice. It ain't easy. I have to focus, pay close attention to all of that. I have to, it's challenging for me. Why do I do it though? Because I love her. And I want her to know I love her. So I do it to show her that I love her. Even though we've been together for almost 7 years. I do it because I want her to know I love you. Cutting the grass, something I do anyway. That ain't showing nothing. That's not a sacrifice. That's important to her. But if she's been tired all day and I cook a meal for her, because I want her to have nourishment. I want her to rest. I want her to relax. Right? That is showing I am sacrificing something that is for myself, that is important to her. What's up, If? What's up, Curly? So, you know somebody loves you when they are sacrificing. It's a sacrifice for them. So a man or a woman that has money who gives it to you freely when you need it and it's not a sacrifice, my friend, I'm here to tell you, that's just the truth. My mother was 16 years old. My dad was 26. My dad asked my grandma if he could take my mom out. My grandmother said no. My mother asked my grandma why. My grandmother thought my mother was getting sassy with her, talking back to her. She kicked her out. My mom had nowhere to go. So my dad took her and got her a room. Now, this is way back in the day, but he got her a room. So my mom, this was in 19 what? So my mom was born in 36. So 46. This was 1952. 52, 53. My dad got my mom a room. So my dad, who had gotten out of the Army, was living in Miami, Florida, in what we call a rooming house. We would call that a rental house or whatever, rental room, whatever people, we do it nowadays, right? My mom didn't have anywhere to go. My dad didn't want my mom to be on the streets. So my dad got my mom a room, paid for it, right? My mom was thankful for that. Strained the relationship between my mom and my grandma, but she was thankful for it. They ended up dating, seeing each other, obviously, and having 8 children. But I asked my mom about that. She says, I really never loved your dad. I was really never in love with your dad. Meaning, I really never had the emotions associated with love. But I loved him because of what he did for me. That's what she said. I loved him because he what he did to me. Did for me. And that is, he took me in when I did not have anywhere to go. He took care of me. I always loved your dad for that. Okay? Now, through abuse, through all kinds of stuff, my mom finally decided to get out of the relationship because of the abuse. But that's the reason why. That action, right? So my dad was always good with respect to taking care of my mom. But my dad was an alcoholic. Now listen to me. His alcoholism caused him to be physically and verbally abusive to my mom. The question is, do you love her enough to stop drinking and being abusive? And he didn't. So that caused the marriage to end. What's my point? We're going to be discussing over the course of this week how to not overlook red flags in a relationship. It is from my book, The 6 Big Relationship Mistakes Most People Make and How to Avoid It. You can get it by clicking the link in the bio, or you can go to Positively Speaking Co. Positively Speaking Co.square.site. It's $8.99. That's all it is. That's it. It's 35 years of experience, mistakes that I've made. You will learn it in an hour. Real talk. So my dad was not willing to sacrifice alcohol for my mom. Do you understand me? And there are people who are telling you out of their mouth they love you, but their actions are completely opposite. Sis, my brother, I'm telling you, they don't love you. Not in the way that's important to you. So you got to make a decision about it. You have to choose. I was in a relationship for 3 years that I eventually left. I tell the story all the time. Went to go visit my mom. Quality time is important to me. If you're willing to sacrifice your precious time to spend with me, one-on-one, face-to-face, that shows me that you love me, right? Not give me time when it's convenient for you. I don't need all that, right? But when it's a sacrifice for you, we can be nose to nose, face-to-face. That's important to me. So, went to go visit my mom, was gone for 10 days. On my way back, called, hey, I'm coming. When I finally got close to being home, person says, hey, I'll be over to the house later. I'm out with my girlfriends. Really? I should have known right then. I should have known. right at that moment, this ain't gonna work. But I let it continue on for 2 more years. Don't avoid red flags. A person's actions will tell you if they truly love you and want to be with you and willing to do what is needed to be done. This video will be saved here on Instagram, also on YouTube, and on Facebook, so you can always listen to it. If it says it's so true, if just words coming out, it's about their actions they do for you and your specific need. That is exactly correct. Love, I'm going to end with this. Love is an action, a sacrificial action that a person makes or takes for someone else without any expectation of a return. It is a specific action that meets the need in that person's life. If that's not happening in your life, that person telling you they in love with you, they love you, they lying through their damn teeth. I'm just telling you the truth. So you gotta hold people to a higher standard. If there are red flags, actions that people are doing that are opposite of the definition I just gave, then they don't love you. They care about you, but they don't love you. Get the book. I would appreciate your support. I really would. It's $8.99. Click the link in the bio or the link in the description, and you can get it. It's pretty easy. 35 years of relationship mistakes that have caused me to get to a place where I have relationship success. I don't want you to have to go through 35 years. I don't want you to have to experience 35 years of mistakes. You will learn it in 1 hour. What took me 35 years to perfect, you will learn in 1 hour. Invest in yourself. Relationship question of the day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.